Good afternoon all. Hope you all had a good lunch. I'm delighted to moderate this afternoon's session on what is one of West Africa's most promising emerging energy basins, Guinea-Bissau. Joining me on stage are two energy leaders who are helping to shape the future of the country. We've got Celedónio Vieira, General Director from PetroGuin, and Eyas Alhomouz, CEO of APUS Energy. So we'll begin today with PetroGuin's vision for the country, and then hear from APUS Energy, who last year delivered Guinea-Bissau's first ever deep water exploration well, and how they're going to bring this vision to life. So starting with you, Celedónio. Guinea-Bissau is a fairly new name in deep water exploration. So what is it that makes Guinea-Bissau stand out, and what is PetroGuin doing to position the country to attract serious investment going forward?
Thank you, Andy. So we at PetroGuin are committed to help our partners to work in the easiest way through the very clear legislation we have, an attractive fiscal terms, and the process, decision-making process goes fast at the industry speed. So that's why when the communication between the Guinea-Bissau National Oil Company, which is PetroGuin, and our partners is strong, and all our objectives are aligned, things can go quickly. The example of this kind of partnership is the drilling of the field exploration well in our offshore with the APUS Energy.
Fantastic. So, yeah, Celedónio has sort of outlined why it's an attractive place to invest. Now, APUS was one of the first to respond to that and to go into country. Now, can you introduce your company, APUS Energy, and explain what drove you to this frontier basin?
Thank you, Andy, and it's a pleasure to share the stage with Celedónio. So yeah, APUS, we're the new kid around the block. We're a young company, less than 2 years old, Dubai-based, privately held, two very strong supportive shareholders. We have a mandate to create a full-cycle E&P company with a core focus on Africa. Guinea-Bissau, we were attracted to the geology, world-class geology, deep frontier exploration opportunity. We feel it's an extension to the Sangomar discovery up north. And then we found a partner in PetroGuin that's very flexible, very agile, and very supportive to companies like us going into Guinea-Bissau. And just to explain that to you, from the time we got the license in Guinea-Bissau till the time we drilled the well, we're talking about 10 months. And that's a testament of how supportive PetroGuin and the country has been supportive to companies like ourselves. So with a dedicated team at APUS and partners like yourselves, Andy, from AGR, we were able to deliver a campaign that was very efficient, very safe, and if I may add, ahead of schedule and below budget.
Fantastic. Now, that explains why APUS went into Guinea-Bissau. So, Celedónio, taking a step back, what makes Africa at the moment is competing for investment. What makes Guinea-Bissau stand out, and what is PetroGuin doing to really drive that investment and momentum?
Knowing that as one of West African countries, we should fight for catching the investors, foreign investors. That's why we are focused on two things: to go fast and in the very secure way. So our partners, foreign national oil companies, can go fast from the licensing stage to the drilling, not in years, but in months. So PetroGuin, as a Guinea-Bissau national oil company, in this kind of situation, it's not willing only to oversee how things are going. PetroGuin uses to make efforts in order to accelerate the whole process, trying to get in touch with the relevant Guinea-Bissau authorities to make them to work as a team with us. That's why we succeeded in short time scale, preparing everything for drilling Atum 1 week well.
And that's been a common theme of the conference so far, is that need for speed and the ability and the agility to get projects up and going quickly. So the APUS well is a real example of that. Now, what's striking is that you've managed to do this with Eyas, with such a small but highly capable team. For New Frontier drilling, just how did you manage to do that? You mentioned before you did it on time, under budget. Just how did you manage to do that?
I mean, Celedónio talked about speed, but speed did not come at the expense of quality or safety. We see the three as the three corners of a triangle that guides APUS in its strategy. With the right processes, the right technical team, and the right partners, you'll be able to deliver within that triangle with speed, safety, and quality. Our team could foresee the challenges that would rise, and then the partners were able to work in the same rhythm as our employees. And with the support and the agility of PetroGuin and our own management and trust from the shareholders that we had, we didn't have much red tape to go through internally or externally. And as such, we were able to deliver the results that we see from this well.
Yeah, fantastic. And partnership really is key, and especially when you are going into new areas. And the partnership with PetroGuin has been a key pillar to your success. So, Celedónio, how did PetroGuin see that collaboration, and why do you think it was so effective?
At PetroGuin, we keep believing that we can succeed with our partners when our objectives, when the stage or program will approve it, are really aligned. When the communication between both parties are strong, when we can understand each other with just small messages and everyday communication, and to take a very good and important decision, everything I mentioned can allow us to go fast, to be successful, and that's why in shorter time interval, we prepared and drilled Atum 1 week well. The lesson learned from that well will help not only PetroGuin, but all interested oil companies to get ready for next drilling operation, to take a very good decision about step forward in terms of oil exploration in Guinea-Bissau.
That's a great message on partnership there, and you mentioned step forward. We like to think that partnerships that are the most successful and meaningful are the ones that actually continue to progress. So, Eyas, what are APUS's next plans for Guinea-Bissau?
If I'm to borrow from our friend NJ, drill, baby, drill. That's the plan. So with the results of this first well that we have a trove of data that is invaluable. We just finished our post-well analysis. The team is currently working on our next planning for the well that we will have. And Guinea-Bissau is not a short-term play. It's part of our long-term vision and long-term portfolio. We're committed. We're going to be exploring. But at the same time, we will be open to bringing probably a strategic partner during the process with us. You know, whether it happens at this well or subsequent, this is something that we're going to be considering as long as we retain that operatorship on that block in Guinea-Bissau.
Okay. So even whilst looking for a partner, maintaining that operatorship is key to you. Why is that so central to your strategy?
I mean, that's the mandate that we have from the shareholders, and we have delivered on it already. We are directly accountable for the results when we operate. We see how agile our team is and the relationship that we have built with our friends at Guinea-Bissau. So without any unnecessary delays, we can execute, we can deliver ahead of schedule, we can deliver below budget. And the partner that we're looking at is we need somebody that is going to come and see that in APUS, build that strategic relationship, and trust that we will be able to deliver according to plan.
That demonstrator capability really does hold value. So we understand your sort of progress in Guinea-Bissau, but APUS has a broader growth strategy, both regionally and globally. Can you give us a bit of an insight as to what that is?
I mentioned in the beginning, I mean, APUS is a young company, 2 years old, but with a strong mandate from supportive shareholders to expand and grow. We started in Guinea-Bissau, and it's a testament how we can operate with a focused, fast-moving, dedicated team where we can deliver results. Since our well in Guinea-Bissau, we have moved on to our next venture. We have recently acquired a participating interest in an asset in Mexico, onshore, with near development plans. This is something that probably can help with our short-term cash requirements to help us continue with our expansion and exploration in Guinea-Bissau. At the same time, we're very active in trying to secure other assets. We're looking at producing assets to continue, you know, from exploration development, then end up with the producing assets. We have a very active deal flow. We're active in several processes as we speak that we hope at least one of them can be closed very soon and deliver some immediate cash flow to the shareholder and the company.
Fantastic. So exciting times ahead.
Exactly.
So to summarize now, we've talked about opportunity, we've talked about growth, execution and growth. I'd like to finish by asking you both the same question, and that is, what would you like to leave the audience in terms of a vision for the future for the energy sector in Guinea-Bissau? Celedónio, we'll start with you.
I'm seeing known people here. I'm seeing our partners. The only thing I would like to request you, keep believing that PetroGuin will be there for you, will keep helping you to reach your goals, to be a part of history of exploration in Guinea-Bissau. Being our partners allow us to move forward, and together as a team we'll keep moving forward. Thank you for believing in our success.
Fantastic. And Eyas?
I want to take more of an overview, I guess, in the industry as a whole. I'm glad that the industry has reached the point where they're able to reconcile the need of working and operating responsibly and saving the environment while continuing on with exploration and drilling for hydrocarbons. A couple of years ago, there was a lot of intimidation in the industry, and you know, the ESG agenda and the green agenda killed a lot of the work that was planned. I'm glad to see that we are back to that process, but at the same time, not at the expense of risking the environment and the future for our children. Guinea-Bissau is a good jurisdiction. We're happy in being there. We're committed, but at the same time, we're going to be growing a resilient APUS Energy that will go well beyond Guinea-Bissau and other jurisdictions within Africa and beyond.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your time and to the audience, and we look forward to hopefully hearing more in the near future about the future plans for both APUS and PetroGuin and Guinea-Bissau. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.